Shalom. I identify myself as a river Enoch. Like a river, I want to continue on flowing. I want my evolution to never stop, whether it's in this physical realm or spiritual realm. I want to keep on evolving. I want to keep on flowing until I reach the ocean, meaning until I reach Creator, until I become one with Creator. And Enoch has been such an inspiration in my life. He's a spiritual father to me. I can identify more with his journey than any other father out there. So today I would like to talk about patience, something I've been lacking all my life. For my existence this far, I've struggled so much with patience. It started even since I was a little girl. My mom used to say there's a terminology in Lingala, my country, from the Congo. So that says, she would say, Jamie Ozana Mutema Soso, meaning you have the heart of a chicken, like how a chicken is always on the go, 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 never wanna stop. So she used to say that about me. It started since I was a little girl. My mom owned a shop, and she would bring her kids to work, and she did this with my two older sisters. She'll bring them to work while she's working, and she will barricade them, and she never had any issues. But she said with me, she could never figure out how I would find a way out. I would always find my way out because I was so curious to see what's out there. So it's been a struggle since I was a little girl, and it continued on. It continued on being a struggle through even my adulthood. As soon as I became an adult, I married at 18 years old. And at the time, I felt ready. I was like, yes, this is what I want. I'm gonna go for it. But what I didn't realize is that marriage requires something that I lacked of: patience. You gotta be patient with your partner, and that I did not have. At the time, for me, it was 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out of Jamie's life. That was the attitude I had. And now I'm not saying my partner was perfect, but I'm saying I lacked patience. And I saw that continue on playing throughout my life. And right after I divorced, I started dating again, with this lack of patience, with the lack of really take time to understand myself, to understand what I'm made of, what my emotions are telling me. And I started going into circles, even with my spirituality. Now, this has been something I've always felt. I felt this connection to God, and I felt God's existence, but I didn't feel right with every religion I was studying. So I started jumping from one religion to another, from one group to another, trying to get answers, trying to understand existence. And nothing was coming fast enough. No information was pleasing me. I said, no, this is not it. It's like I wanted this connection with God, but I was just not feeling right. I was not fitting into any religion. And that created frustration, to the point where I denied everything that was in my consciousness. Then I rebelled and said, you know what? Based on my lack of patience, I denied God. I said, God, you no longer exist. And even before this, let me say that with my lack of patience, you see, the universe, when we lack something, when we have an error in our soul, the universe presents events to try to correct that, because everybody needs to be cleared of their emotions in order to reach God. So I was given an autistic child. And if you're a mother out there and you have an autistic child, you know they require so much patience. So for someone who lacks that patience, guess what I was given? An autistic child. And throughout all my trying to find God as well, I lacked patience, and I got to the point of denying God. I said, you know what? You're not giving me the answers fast enough, then you don't exist. I denied God. The same year I felt that way, I was diagnosed with a stage 3 breast cancer. Now, to some, they might even rebel more against God. Like, how? But for me, that was my answer. That was my connection, to be able to, like my connection. Like, hey, that's the call. So then I took it as, oh yeah, God exists. I went against my consciousness and say, you know what, forget it. And that's when this disease presents itself. So then I started to kind of put things together, connections, synchronicities. So every time I go against my own soul, a bad event happen. Every time I lack patience, something presents itself in the universe to help me correct that error in me. So I started to notice that, and keep working on building patience. I'm a work in progress. So with my lack of patience again, I was studying the Bible a lot. I read pretty much the whole thing. Though I was getting lots of answers, but things were still missing. And I wanted to know now. I'm like, this is not complete. There is something missing. What about the book of Enoch? Where is it? And that troubled me. And I even talked to my pastor. I told him, where is the book of Enoch? Why did they take the book of Enoch out? So I was just so full of answers to him. And he told me, Jamie, chill, relax. You're a baby spirit, you're a baby, a spiritual baby. You still have a lot to learn. Relax. You'll find the answers. But I was like, no, I want them now. I want the answers now, not tomorrow. I had that attitude, but I want to know why, am I being lied to? Why is the Bible not complete? So I was full of all of this. But there is a verse in the Bible that says, first seek the kingdom of God, and the rest will be added to you. Now, the Bible has been translated many different ways, but this verse is very important, saying, first seek God, and he will give you knowledge. Because when God gives you that knowledge, it won't be troubling. But when you find it elsewhere, it might be very troubling for you. I wanted answers right away. And because I felt it in me that this is not just it. This physical realm is not just it. So where did Enoch go? I want to know, why did he disappear, right? So I had all these questions, and I wanted the answer now. To the point that when I was shown a glimpse of another reality, it became troubling to me. Troubling. because I wasn't ready. I didn't develop myself enough in God to be able to face a different reality that's out there. So then again, I was able, my patience was able to, how do you say, shaken a little bit. So it helped me build more patience. Like, oh, when you're not ready for something and you keep pushing for it, the universe, then you're not in alignment with the universe. Therefore, a bad result is going to come from that. So then now I try to take things as they come. I'm trying to be patient with life, with my child, with love, because I'm starting to realize the more I stay still with patience, in patience, the more I'm starting to manifest the things I actually want, the things that my heart desires. But we don't ask the universe by force. We sit and wait for the butterfly to land on us because we've been staying still in patience. That's actually how we evolve. First, we gotta seek God, and then the rest will be added to us. Enoch was able to not be troubled by the different universes that he was shown, because he was with God's angels. He was ready for that. A lot of times we want things in life, and the universe is not giving it to us, but we keep pushing, but I want it, but I want it. But are you wanting it in alignment with what's right, or is it really out of the wrong intentions that you're wanting something? If it doesn't come, be patient. That means it's not time. It's not your time. It's not your turn. You still have something you gotta learn in order to receive that. The more I'm patient, the more the things I want are coming my way. And just with spirituality, let me give you an example. I've been very discouraged to make this type of videos because the first couple ones I've made, I saw that people are not viewing them. And I lacked patience and said, well, let me stop. Nobody's listening, nobody's watching. Why do it? I lacked patience. And then I'm realizing, look, a crowd is not just gonna come by you sitting at home and say, I give up, nobody's watching my video. Even if you reach one person, that's great. So maybe I can connect with a mother who has an autistic child, and we can get more in depth with finding exactly or realizing the reason why you attracted this event into your life. Or maybe I could reach out to someone who has had cancer and say, wow, you have made it. What did you do? Or maybe I can reach someone who has lost a mother and say, wow, I can connect to you. Or maybe I can reach someone who was a refugee and came to America as a refugee and will say, wow, Jamie, you know, what did you do? What have you done? Maybe I can reach someone who struggles with patience and say, yeah, maybe I just need to sit still and attract these events in my life. Well, if you were able to connect to this message, subscribe to my channel, because I'm really hoping and praying that I will continue on giving these messages, sharing my knowledge that I have this far, and not be discouraged and stop. Thanks for watching. Hope you share this. Maybe it might reach somebody else. Bye.